3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
All right, 5 o'clock on a Friday. Let's do this. Let's hit the books. Part of the Hammer Betting Network, sponsored by FanDuel, alongside the man, the myth, the legend himself, Joey Knish, producer extraordinaire, Zach Phillips. I'm merely Brad Powers. Before we get to your questions, comments, concerns, before we preview what should be a pretty good Week 11 card, before we talk about best bets, before we get into all that and a lot of the big games, let me remind everybody that Hit the Books is indeed brought to you by FanDuel. And right now, you can make every moment more this college football season with a win on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Love FanDuel, whether it's opening up the week as far as sides, totals, whether it's the parlay boost that I'll talk about in a minute, whether it's FCS, which it looks like they just posted. We love FanDuel. And right now, all customers can get a profit boost every single college football game day. That means you can pump up your gridiron winnings multiple times a week. Obviously, this week, if you're looking for a big game, I would say you wait until that evening game where it's loser. It's the old school wrestling. Loser leaves town. It's the Crimson Tide of Alabama at the LSU Fighting Tigers. You can check that one out, and you can use that on spreads, live bets, totals, so much more. Alabama, LSU coming up on Saturday night. Talk about look at me. I'm reading that prompter. Not he'll read anything, folks. Obviously, again, we love FanDuel, and you can visit FanDuel.com/hitthebooks to download America's #1 sportsbook. That's FanDuel.com/hitthebooks. You must be 21 plus and present in select states, or 18 plus and present in DC. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg/help.com. Knish, what's happening, man?
I mean, listen, ready to go on a Friday. You got me on the head-to-head of the midweek head-to-head. Both of them, politically and with BG giving up the back door there. So yeah, we enjoyed the action this week, and we got a little 4-pack card tonight, and then on to we got to decide. I beat you to it. We got to decide our big noon.
What game are we going to do tomorrow? Obviously, the main events are 3:30 and 7:30 ABC and the SEC. Miami, Georgia Tech, that should be a fun one. Florida, Texas, I don't think that's fun.
No, I don't think that's fun
Minnesota,
either.
Rutgers. Wow, that's on NBC, Minnesota, Rutgers. I didn't know that.
And a little NBC execs wondering what they paid for with that one. Yeah, you want to do Miami, Georgia Tech?
Yeah, let's do Miami, Georgia Tech. So it'll be interesting to see if Haynes King is in there and how healthy he is. If he is, I think Georgia Tech's pretty live in that game. So, let's do Miami, Georgia Tech. Should be a fun one. Obviously, these Miami games have been fun with some high scoring. You can get some wild swings as far as variance. So hopefully that creates some value as far as the second half. So there we go. Miami, Georgia Tech.
Pending quarterback news that's going into the weekend there. I think about a half dozen games or so with some including that one in terms of is it that I wouldn't say we know for sure yet. There's some games that have moved that I think people are confident, but about 5 or 6 games where at least one of the teams questionable at quarterback.
Agree. We'll get into a bunch of them here. Before we get into that, though, again, you mentioned it, 4 games tonight, and Reichs with the super chat. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. The 1999 super chat. What's your take on New Mexico tonight? Leaning over, all offense, no weather. Also disagree on your UCLA side, but any opinion on taking Iowa team total over 25.5 to 26.5? Thanks for the info and entertainment at the same time. We appreciate that, Reichs. I did bet New Mexico tonight. Unfortunately, I'm a cop out and say it was at a different number. And that's continued to come down. Wow, as low as 1 I'm seeing in the market.
Yeah.
My goodness. 2.5 there at FanDuel. Probably the last remaining best number out there on New Mexico. Did you bet
That is as I'm seeing the only 2.5. I think the only 2.5 in the market. So yeah, if you want a little Lobo there, that's the place to bet it.
I would
agree.
say at current, I would lean over. That'd be my preference.
Yep, I would lean that way as well. Listen, this is going to be cop out city in this one. I like New Mexico. I liked it at numbers that, as BP says, were early week numbers. There was even some 4s out there, 3.5. Franchise loved the rushing props in this game. I'm forgetting his name, but the New Mexico running back. But I think he tweeted it out earlier, so the number's up like 20 yards from where we bet. So I don't want to give that one, but I agree. I agree with your general thought. Like the over, like the New Mexico side. Can't give it out now at the current price. We took a couple of running back overs in that one. I will say, where you at? Now he didn't like our. I know 10 gave out Iowa. I know the market likes Iowa.
He gave out Iowa.
Did he give out Iowa? Well, maybe
I didn't know if he did or not. I don't think he gave out Iowa, did he?
Yeah,
the market loves Iowa. I don't. If you can find a 7, I love UCLA.
All right. Well, maybe
you want to go head to head at 6.5?
No, I was just about to ask you if you bet some UCLA because I was about to bet some 7.
Yeah, there's 7 now. I don't get it.
I was all
Zach. If you can find 7, we'll best bet that one tonight. If you think we can find a 7 somewhere, I see a couple. I'm looking at 3 or 4. I see a couple
out there.
So I'm fine best betting it. Are you?
Yeah. No,
I can just tell you, if I saw that on an opener on Sunday, I would have been betting it. I know Iowa's offense, and going back to his question, team total. I understand the direction there. They're definitely a better offense with Sullivan. I think Iowa games are 8-1 to the over. I hear you on that. I think UCLA's defense doesn't get enough credit. I think the UCLA team as a whole doesn't get enough credit. You start looking at their games, after the Hawaii game, where's the bad performance? Okay, they got blown out by Indiana. Everybody gets blown out by Indiana. So they covered against LSU, covered against Penn State, covered against Oregon, one outright against Rutgers, one outright against Nebraska in their last game. They've been pretty consistent.
Yeah, and listen, we were all on and Joey K was on the Sullivan's a bump. That's a play. I was a big part of the play last week. He was 7 for 10 for 90 yards. It's not like the guy came in and looked like Joe Montana there that had to revamp this Iowa offense. It was basically ground and pound, which I have to say UCLA's been pretty good at defending. This is a game for the last. And I know it's travel. I know it's a little bit of a, you want to talk a little bit of a spot here, but I just can't get to 7 here. So yeah, and that was the number we were waiting for all week. We just had if it was going to be on the show on Friday, we're taking it. There you go.
I got an issue for you. Horseshoe gave out a 3-star Friday night. I don't know, Big Ten. West of the Mississippi left-handed quarterback game of the year or whatever on UCLA plus 5.5. So that's the concern that old Friday Night Fez that we're backing him.
Yeah,
I can tell you the doctor likes UCLA. I like UCLA. I'm fine. So
I wouldn't have liked. That's what we said Monday. We're not betting it at 5.5. I didn't like it at 5.5. We needed 7. It came here. The show's on. We're good. There's a 7. Bet the 7. So,
and I'm good with it. I'm comfortable.
And what? After this week, maybe there is no karma left. Maybe the Lord's not looking out for Joey K. If he's still up there, please, Lord, let Iowa win this game by 6 points.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. All right. I like that. That's what we're rooting for, an Iowa 6-point victory tonight. Yes. Very well done. That is the man, the myth, the legend himself, Joey Knish. Let's get back to the chat. And again, thank you for that super chat. Sorry, we can't recommend, as far as the team total on Iowa there. I could see it being higher scoring, but as far as the New Mexico game, over for us there.
Yeah, you want like just quick hitters. I like over in this Cal Wake game. I think I played it a few times actually. I think the worst number I played was 50 or it was 53.5. There's 54s around. I also, where you at on this big Rice move?
I mean, I can't bet it now.
No, me neither. I was like, if 6.5 pops, before kick, I think I might.
Yeah, I'd be on Memphis. So, yeah, that one. No, I mean, I understand it, but Rice has still got an interim coach. Memphis is a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're getting. So I would say, yeah, let's see. Show's an hour. We'll check back 45, 50 minutes from now. But yeah, I would prefer to lay 6.5 on Memphis.
Yeah.
Cal Wake, I think I bet under, but it was way higher. So I don't know where I'm at on that one. I gotta look. Look at me scrambling like an idiot.
I think Wake's 2 top corners out. I got that.
Oh wow! All right, I hear you. Yeah, but I mean, obviously 55 is a key number. It was even above 56 where I bet it. So okay. I'm not going to disagree with you now, especially if I see 54 in the market. You want best bet over? Is that what you're saying?
No, I would need. There's a couple flat 54s out there. I would need the flat 54.
Okay. As we're talking, it looks like Georgia Tech took some money just now. Did you see that?
Yeah. It sounds like the king is back.
All right. I'm kind of rooting for Georgia Tech there. I haven't bet it. Do you want to best bet it or no?
What do we got at FanDuel, Zach?
Georgia Tech, Miami, Zach. Sorry, we're all over the place. We're scatterbrained. That's on me.
You like it at 10.5?
Yeah, you know what? Let's have some action on it.
All right.
So we can talk about it. I'm all right with it. I mean, would you be surprised if Georgia Tech won outright? I wouldn't.
No.
All right. There we go. Best bet. Georgia Tech plus 10.5. Boom. Garrett Watkins, do you know if Scadaboo is a go for Arizona State? I think he's doubtful.
Yeah, I would say doubtful as well. With that said, I can't get to the.
You want to go head to head at 3?
You like UCF?
Yeah, I like the new quarterback, Rizek or whatever his name is.
All right. I was going to say I can't get to 2.5 here.
All right, I hear you.
That would be.
We could just agree to disagree. But obviously, I would take a 3. You would say, okay. I want to lay 2.5, and then we're right back to square one. So,
yep. All
right. Garrett, how do you feel about Hawaii plus 13 on the island tomorrow? I bet UNLV in this game. Where you at? A little bit of move back and forth on the total.
Yeah,
I actually lean
back
over.
And forth. Man, I have had a lot of trouble nailing down this Hawaii team this year. In terms of the right number, in terms of what performance you're going to get on a weekly basis. I mean, they go to Fresno last week, went outright. The defense has been better. Like it even from the start of the year, this isn't the Hawaii team I thought we were going to get. I thought you'd get, a little bit more Timmy Chang going. It's been more of like a defensive team, lower scoring game. I don't know. Gun to my head, UNLV at 12.5 now.
What about the total? I lean over. My preference right now, current numbers is over 50.5.
Yep, I agree with you.
Fabulous one in the chat. USF plus 3.5 still in place. Seems like the sharp sides are on Navy. You want to go head to head on this one?
I don't have a.
I have South Florida, so I mean,
no, I was
Fabulous one is telling me that I am square as can be, and maybe that's true. But old me and the doctor are on South Florida.
Yeah, I lean the South Florida way as well. I don't have a big Navy side. I mean, I think I'm not going to say exposed, but This Navy defense is absolutely terrible. I mean, I think they had light schedule, run it up a bunch of times, but I think we've seen kind of a delta come through here as they get later in the season. So
I don't think Horvath's healthy. That thumb on his throwing hand. I mean, when you're constantly handling the ball, not like he's throwing it 50 times, but pitching it and all that, that's not good. So South Florida for me. I don't know if it's best bet. But I mean, I like it enough, but unless you give me the rubber stamp, I mean, you rubber stamping plus 3.5 or no? There's other bet. We already gave out 2. We'll come back to it.
Keep it in the chamber.
All right. Steve in the chat, can you believe Iowa's now 8-1 in the over? Yep, did mention that.
I honestly, I didn't even see that. That is. I mean,
I think they were 20. It was like the last 2 years. I think they were 22-4 to like the under the last 2 years coming into the season. So, yeah, Sullivan gives them a little bit more, but again, he's not throwing it too much.
Yeah,
he's got some stuff on tape on him now, so we'll see tonight. We like UCLA. Charles in the chat, ready for another great week. Seeing Liberty money again this week. Thoughts? Hang in there, Joey Lib. Always darkest before the dawn. Feeling good about the round robin this week. It's winning for your girl, Kamala. We won't get into that too much, but that was interesting. You knew you had to be dead when what's his face is touting popular votes.
Yeah, so. I knew, and that's one of the like market earlier in the night. Like the market was way ahead of the general news and all this. Like if you were following the live betting, and again, I know people are going to run back 4 years ago. Very different dynamic. You didn't have all of the, and I don't want people to start going.
You didn't get that 3 a.m. Dump truck with million votes all of a sudden.
Wow, yeah. So yeah, that's that was. Let's not get started down that path because I know
that'd be fun. We got to do a show on that. That'd be fun. Yeah, that was interesting. I got to get back. What did he ask? Oh no, he didn't have anything. All right, fair enough.
Just
Liberty. I don't agree. I don't like Liberty, so I don't like Middle Tennessee either. I didn't bet it yet, but I mean, let's see how high this goes. How can you bet Liberty, man? They're 1-6. The only game they covered was a bad beat that they covered. It was against East Carolina.
I know.
They should have lost. Forget covering. They probably should have lost the game outright. This team sucks. But that being said, Middle Tennessee is terrible.
I don't know. Like this Middle Tennessee team, it feels like another layer of bottom for the CUSA. And I know they beat UTEP's third string QB last week. Again, we've tried not to, this year's been a staple. Like, let's not catch the knife on some of these teams like the Florida States or one of those am I looking to get in front of, I do think this was a little bit of like market bottoming out here there was some 9.5, some 10. So I'm not getting in front of it now, but I'm not going to be on the fade this week. I'll say that.
Bunch of super chats here. Crip Zombie, $20. Good evening, good gents.
Crip, listen with the crypto run of the last week. He's handing out 20s. He's walking down the street at the grocery store handing out money to people.
Yeah, the Bitcoin responded quite well to the Donald.
That's why, you know what? I got to be honest. It's all right.
Yeah, I bet it's okay. Yeah, I bet. So I bet you weren't crying too much. You were probably that meme of what is that Woody Harrelson crying with his his $100 bills. That's probably you. Thanks for all you do for the DGen community. Can I get a top 3 teams that you feel win the championship from each of you?
This question.
Thank you so much. Boy, I'm gonna go Ohio State.
Yeah, that's Ohio State's got to be in there. They just have to be right now.
Oregon, because I just think they're gonna be 12-0. And I think, keep in mind, I think that loser, especially if, say, Oregon loses Ohio State, they're going to get probably the 5 seed. That's a great seed to have. So I like Oregon and, man, Georgia, if you just tell me the A game. But we'll see this weekend. I'm not wild about Georgia this weekend, so we'll see.
I agree with Ohio State. I'm going to put hook 'em, baby. I'm still going to put Texas in there. I'm not going to let, a little bit of lull here. But I still think they're going to go into Kyle Station, beat, but we got some good numbers. Well, I don't know.
Would you call it Kyle Station?
Kyle Field, College Station.
You
Kyle
combine the
Field.
two. That's a good moment there.
Listen, they get that again. Go through that game, SEC champ. I still think they're in the playoff, talented team wise. So, and if I was going to make a bet right now, like to actually win the Natty, I think the Texas price would be the one I would take. And then Oregon over Georgia in that top 3 because I don't like the way Beck's been playing in the second half.
You're going to take Texas over Georgia. Georgia team that went in there and embarrassed Texas.
Yes, I am. 1 game sample. If you're taking of what we've got throughout the year, the quarterback play, dialing up, Texas, give it.
Here's what I'm hoping. Hope Georgia loses to Ole Miss, and then I am buying Georgia to make the playoff and Georgia to win the title. That's what I'm waiting for. After they lose to Ole Miss.
All right. Let's take those 4 teams out of it. You have to pick one of the remaining teams there outside because we're talking about the top 4. Real chalk here. One of the teams that we just didn't discuss. Who would you take?
Outside the top 4.
Outside the top 4.
Ole Miss. Because I think I'm hedging because I think that there's a good chance they win. Do you want me to hear my real one? I think that's Notre Dame.
I was to that. You beat me to that.
I didn't want to jinx them. I just, Notre Dame.
That's what I was going to say. It would be outside of that top 4. I'll give. Is it crazy to say Indiana?
I don't think that's crazy either.
I don't think it's crazy. I mean, it's crazy to think about, but week after week, they're just putting teams down in the sewers and blasting them. So who knows?
That's going to be what they got to buy after this. I want to see them against Michigan a little bit because Michigan still has some talent. And then they got to buy the Buckeyes. So I think FanDuel had that Buckeyes single digit against Indiana at home. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. I don't think it's anything to bet. Like I said, I think Georgia, if they lose, that's when I'll make a bet on them because I just think you're going to get some outrageous numbers. I got an announcement. We have 600 viewers, which is as much as we have. It's pretty consistent. 600 is a lot. But 90 likes, come on. Get serious.
Hit it, baby.
Hit the likes up. Hit the like button. Smash it. High value conversations. I'll get to this one. $4.99. What you talking the rubber band off on? What you talking the rubber band off on?
I think you meant taking the rubber band off versus this week. LSU. I know you're on.
All right. LSU money line. I like LSU. Where you at on that one? We already gave it out. What?
I know.
We already gave it out plus 4.5. We like it. Tout Service likes it. Tout Service is having a good year. So,
all right. Oh,
what are you doing? What are we doing? We're not doing. We already earned 4.5. We're happy.
We're already on the 4.5. Let's. I agree with what do you like on the total in that one?
The concern is the weather a little bit. Could be wet, which hurts LSU, honestly, more than Alabama, in my opinion. Under.
I know if
you're on over or what?
No, I'm not. I'm thinking out loud here, brainstorming to see if I wanted your unbiased opinion there.
Under.
Okay.
You're on over.
I kind of lean over, but I haven't
market kind of. I would say reading the market tea leaves this week over. I think it would have gotten smashed if it wasn't for the weather. I think the over would have gotten hit a little bit. That's just me reading the market tea leaves. Norb with a huge super chat, $49.99.
This is a guy.
Holy cow! Zach's gonna appreciate that on Black Friday. Ole Miss outright. I'm sure everyone hates it. I don't hate it. I certainly lean Ole Miss.
You know what, Norb? You should have took that $49.99 and gave it to Uncle K there to go. What do you're on? So here's the problem. I'm going to get, before I, make a scene here. What do you make of this Ole Miss injury report? Lane,
I think he's full of shit. I think he's trolling.
Find him $1 million. I'm telling this has gotten ridiculous. He does it every week, and this week it was like I'm putting guys like I'm gonna put the water boy and like.
Hey, Watkins had 250 yards last week. You put him on there, the wide receiver.
I know, it's insane. He does I don't know. So if I'm assuming that everybody that's on this injury report or 95% of them are good to go, then yeah, but I don't know. It's hard to make a play when he's doing this. They need to. Honestly, if this was the NFL, they would have docked him a few draft picks and he'd be like $600,000 lighter by now. Do something about SEC.
I did bet Ole Miss this week. So, Doctor gave out Ole Miss today.
Right.
So, yeah, I think it's a high variance game. I don't know what I'm getting from Georgia. If you told me I'm getting Texas, Georgia, then 2.5 is probably light. But I can't trust Carson Beck. I think there's a concern on Ole Miss's offensive line against Georgia's front. We'll see who's healthy, who's in and out. I do like Ole Miss's defensive front compared to last year. So, boy, that's must-see TV. That back-to-back, ABC's got to be feeling pretty happy with that back-to-back. Benjamin Rash in the chat, $9.99 super chat. Hit the like button if you want some Joey Pucks. You were talking some hockey before we came on. What you got tonight?
And you know what? I think the number's gone away a little bit. I am with Edgework. Shoot me on this Leafs Wings under tonight. But tomorrow, let me give you. I think this price is still around on the Sens tomorrow. 130 or better. That number is still. If you like, overnights wise, so you can't go crazy. But I am on Ottawa tomorrow. 130 or better. Fading the Bruins. Like that one quite a bit. So grab yourself a little. FanDuel got that game up yet, Zach? What do they got? Okay. But yeah, Sens tomorrow is good. Is good.
Plus 134. There you go. Joey Pucks, $9.99. Worth the $9.99.
Worth the $9.99, baby.
Fabulous one. Knish, this has to be the week your Wolverines rise up. Michigan plus 14.5 and moneyline 2. I also hope the Central Michigan cheaters are also on IU.
I mean,
I lean that way.
Gun to my head. I've gone to my head. I hope somebody pulls the trigger. Watching this Michigan team go to Indiana, I would lean that way at 14.5 too. Do I want to get in front of the the Indiana steam? Zach, go to the rushing props here.
Oh, getting Joey props, Joey Pucks, then the Joey props.
Yeah,
he's a chameleon.
Give me Edwards over. Give me Edwards. I'll be honest with you here. The Edwards, I think this has gotten so down. Me and KF actually played both these overs. It was like Mullings was like 40. Edwards was the same price. So I got 35.5. And I know they haven't been able to run, and the teams are loading up the box, and
all it takes is one breakaway.
I was gonna say, yeah, this is kind of like the market bottom for these guys. And to be honest with you, like Edwards has been getting a little bit of the share. So yeah, Dono, he's got the more explosiveness too. Give me Edwards over 35.5 in that one. They might have to pass to open up the run. That'll be ugly, but yeah, I gun to my head 14.5. I haven't bet it yet. Talk to me before kickoff because I'll probably throw a homer nickel on it.
Steve Belkey in the chat. Why is the line on South Carolina? Vandy shot up to 6.5. Well, multiple groups on South Carolina. Diego Pavia banged up, didn't look healthy. I know they won last week, but I could tell you if they played a more competent team that they wouldn't have won last week. So
no.
I agree with the move on South Carolina. I regret not giving it out. That's how much I think South Carolina is the right side.
Yeah, this has got to be. This has to be it for this Vandy run. Like, I agree. I mean, South Carolina, very impressive last week. A team that was, I think, just undervalued. I mean, we talked about undervalued kind of going into that game, had some tough losses. Quarterback with room now healthy. Pavia, give him all the credit in the world. He's gutting these games out, but he was so bad last week. like
Very
so
bad.
bad. I don't know how Auburn. I'm all over the place today. How is Hugh Freeze? Like, I know he's probably going to get one more year, but I tell
It's
you
terrible.
what, I'm only giving him one more. There's no excuse to lose that game. I don't even know if he's that much of a. I don't know.
Why? Because he won at Ole Miss a decade ago by cheating.
Right. It's like Chip. That's like people being like, "Oh, Chip Kelly was like we had Oregon. That was great." Like things change.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I don't think it's going to happen for him at Auburn. I know they're spending money on recruits, but
We'll see if they can finish that class. I'm hearing whispers on guys flipping, so including
I
that
wouldn't blame them.
quarterback. That quarterback is going to flip and go to Ole Miss, in my opinion. Deuce Knight. Garrett Watkins, Fresno should crush Air Force, right? Do you know who's behind the Air Force money today? I don't agree.
I do not.
Not that I love Fresno, but man,
no,
how can you bet Air Force? And they covered one game by 1 point against an Army team with a backup quarterback. I mean,
Right.
Air Force sucks.
Yes, I am. What's the current on that one?
9.5. So they bet Air Force today. I don't know who did, but I don't agree.
I'm not there. I'm not there at 9.5 still.
All
Yeah,
right.
I know.
I am 9.5.
Are you locking it in at 9.5?
Nah, it doesn't have to be a best bet, but I'm just
All
saying I would bet it at 9.5. We need rubber stamp. We need to protect that record. No, I'm joking. We're not there yet. Burt Brownies, happy Friday, fellas. Can we talk Boise? Both playoff chances in this weekend. Well, the big takeaway is I think there's a real chance they can get the 4 seed.
Yeah. I mean, if they win, like, I don't even know if it's debatable anymore. If they win out, they're in.
Oh, no question. They can.
So,
I mean, that's not debatable. I think it's pretty pertinent that they have the 12 seed already, and they're already ranked 12th. I mean,
yeah.
Again, you don't have to rank it just because you're given a group of 5 team a playoff berth. You don't have to rank them 12th. I mean, they could be 20th. They could be outside the top 25. It's just the highest ranked guy. One is going to get it. But the fact that they're already 12th, they're only a couple spots behind undefeated BYU. Hell, BYU loses. Does Boise jump them? So I think there's a real chance that they get the 4 seed or the Big 12 champ.
So, all right, let's play. I'm going to play devil's advocate here because I'm juiced up. Let's say Mountain West Championship game, they lose to UNLV in the rematch.
Yeah, at home.
I'm just saying, what happens then? They're out, right?
Tulane's probably that next team as far as I'm concerned.
All right. Because Boise,
their two losses would be to Kansas State and Oklahoma, and they win the American, and they probably win over a decent Navy or Army team. So
FanDuel's got so they're minus 250. Yes, the nose plus 190.
I'll
tell you what. I'll be on the running Rebs in that championship game, baby.
Okay.
Give it to me.
Well, who gets in? You think UNLV would get in over Tulane? I don't. Maybe.
I don't know. That's a good one. I don't know. Probably Tulane.
Probably, but man, they would avenge one of their losses and the other one's to Syracuse in overtime. Man, that would be that's going to be tough.
Yeah, that committee's got some decisions to make if Boise loses.
Yep. Right now, I don't think it's happening. Boise this weekend, 23.5. I would bet Boise. I'm looking at the line.
Yeah, I haven't taken part in that one. Gun to my head, I'd lean that way too.
I went 24.5. I wouldn't bet that. At our friends at FanDuel. There's 23.5 out there. I think FanDuel's got that shaded right. Not a big bet. A bet. Charles Saul in the chat. Great tweet from Furman just now regarding injury reports. I hadn't seen it, unfortunately. Anything behind the scenes you boys are hearing, you can bless us with. I don't think Daly's playing.
Yeah, that's kind of the big one. Is that numbers kept coming down. The daily news has kind of been leaking. What's your stop point there on that? It was a rough go.
There is no stop point. North Texas wins. So I think there was a question on what you pulling the rubber band off. It was North Texas this week. That's what was pulled. The rubber band got pulled off on that game. I can tell you that. That was my favorite bet of the week. One of my favorite bets of the year. We'll put that down. Boom.
Still in at 3.
Yeah, I think once it gets announced out, it's going to go lower. Not significantly, but it's going lower.
I agree.
Best bet now. I can't do that because not a 2.5. Just
no. I would have. There's plenty of 3s out there.
There's plenty of 3s out there. In my opinion, shop for the best money line. I think that's your best bang for your buck right now. I don't feel like best betting it when I gave it out on other programs at much different numbers. That's not fair to this audience, in my opinion. Bert Brownie's also Lagway playing. I don't think so. Our mind games from Mr. Job Security. Have a great weekend. Did they take a little bit of money today, though?
I saw game time decision. I don't have any. I tried finding some, asking around. Didn't get anything on this.
This ain't the game to play him. Get him healthy for home games against LSU, Ole Miss, and the Florida State game, right?
I agree with you too. Yeah, I that would be my theory as well. So I don't think they push it. And
what do you think of that news on Napier?
With the hand he's been dealt this year, I think I was never on the anti. I thought he did a nice job with Mertz last year. Then Mertz gets hurt this year, and Lagway and the team's been competitive and feeling good. So I don't mind it, to be honest with you. Especially when it was like, oh, we're going to get Lane. And then I don't think, back channels, I don't think Lane was going to be interested and going to take it. And it's like, all right, well, who we getting now? Also, Florida needs to figure out their finances because.
Yeah, they do. I'm hearing $40 million to buy out the whole staff. That's a lot. Not everybody's A&M.
And I don't think they roll like that.
They ain't got it. They might have it, but then to turn around and then get a top 5 coach, they don't have that kind of money.
And a new roster. No, I agree with you. I think they're same thing we were talking about Monday on Franklin and Penn State. It's like, you want to buy them out for $60 million? What's left in the coffers to rebuild?
Yeah, agree. They haven't quit. They're playing. I give them a thumbs up for this year. Are you kidding me? They almost beat Tennessee. They're beating Georgia at halftime last week. I mean, come on. They lost to 4 top 15 teams. Problem is they got 3 more on the schedule. So it's going to probably be a 5-7 season. Better not lose to Florida State. That'll be a big one at the end. I mean, the records won't be good, but that'll be interesting for the fan bases. T Smooth 86, happy Fade Fez Friday. We're not on the Fade Fez tonight. We like UCLA.
Yeah, I know. Gotta win one of these weekday games.
Hopefully, we already took a major loss this week. So I mean, maybe this is the bounce back. Looking for you guys' thoughts on our favorite conference, Conference USA, Liberty, and New Mexico State. I'm not involved on either. I can tell you this: if Liberty was playing somebody with a pulse, I mean, I would be and continue the anti-Liberty train. New Mexico State, I haven't. They're one of those tailgate likes to say running dogs, but I can't get there. Western Kentucky, I like Western Kentucky.
I lean again. We're a little bit of the different lean in the Liberty game, but of the same mindset where it'd be Western Kentucky or nothing. Especially now it's come down. If I saw a 16.5, I don't think you'll see one. It's mostly either the 17.5 out there. That would be the buy point for me. So probably nothing in that one.
Action Sports Central, where do you all stand on Connecticut UAB? Seems like your opinions have flipped on these two teams, but power rankings still say Connecticut should be more than a touchdown favorite. Right. I don't think it's a good spot for Connecticut. I'm surprised Old Tent gave out Connecticut.
Okay.
I'm on UAB.
I like UAB over 7.
I do too, man.
I think they're live.
They haven't quit.
No.
What wait, is 7.5 though the best? I think there's some better numbers out there, isn't there?
There's some 8s out there. There's even a little
Does he have
want to split?
Is there an injury we don't know about? Have you talked to him? Because a lot of his late week stuff is injury related, and sometimes he knows stuff that the market doesn't.
Yeah, no, I don't think there was. I don't think anything.
All right. Well, I like UAB. I'm glad you're on board with that.
Let's go. Lock it.
Yeah, 7.5 UAB. This is Connecticut's first road trip in 2 months. They just clinched bowl eligibility. I don't like what I've been seeing necessarily from Connecticut. Played Rice with the backup quarterback. The Georgia State game, okay, we got lucky. Or did we? Because, the Georgia State did move the football in that game.
Yeah.
UAB hasn't given up on the season. I thought they would. But the reality is, I mean, they got blown out by Army. Well, everybody gets blown out by Army, or at least a healthy Army. All right. I'm glad you concur with that. All right. Got some friction here, some tension going head-to-head with Tent. I love it.
I wouldn't have gotten there until it got over a touchdown. So but now that like over a TD, Kitten has been playing well. The offense is still live.
Smooth Jimmy Apollo, new member. We appreciate you, Smooth Jimmy.
Smooth Jimmy.
Nick in the chat, thoughts on West Virginia plus 4.5 at Cincinnati, the Bearcats. 4.5 is a good number, isn't it?
I think so.
Ooh, there was some buyback on that. That's interesting today.
Oh.
Did you see that?
Yeah. Oh, wow. I you know what? I hadn't looked at the number.
Somebody came over the top. Boom.
Some significant buyback there.
What are we doing there?
People are leaving the tailgate.
Yeah.
I thought his play. I thought the 4.5 was fine. I don't got a strong opinion on this one either way. I know some guys that like. I
lean West Virginia. I'll give you some inside scoop. I've been doing West Virginia radio for a decade.
One of my favorites.
I talked to them today. Said, hey, a couple of different groups that I trust are on West Virginia. What do you think? They weren't buying it. Not that they were on Cincinnati, but they normally give the rubber stamp. They didn't give the rubber stamp this week. That West Virginia is the right side. So that concerns me. They're better. So, I mean, they know West Virginia side now. They're just like, you've had better plays with West Virginia. This is basically the sentiment I got. Yeah. And then the market coming back over the top today.
Yeah.
Not good.
Panic in tailgate town.
Yeah. Especially with us having big UAB, go Blazers. Guy asks, hello, guys. Thank you both for last week. What do you guys think about UConn laying 7.5? Well, we just answered. We're not laying. We're taking. Go Blazers. Mason, thoughts on Rice? Hoping the horseshoe might have some Memphis this Friday. Thanks as always. He doesn't. He has UCLA. Again, that's another one where under 7, I'm leaning Memphis.
Yeah. I just feel like this late in the season, those kind of moves, you're late to the party. Like, you don't want to be chasing 3-4 point team. Like, those are usually the numbers, unless there's a significant injury or something.
What's going on? Iowa continues to take money tonight. There's more 7s than what there was when we started the show. They said, screw you. I don't get it. I thought the time to bet Iowa was last week.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe people are loving
the Bruins tonight. I'm big Bruins tonight.
All right, I'm gonna steal the chat for a minute.
All right.
Where are you at? And because I don't think I haven't seen people gonna ask about this one. Kennesaw, UTEP.
Jesus Christ.
Because I tell you, do you have anything in this one? Because
I know. I can't. That's where you broke in. Breaking news. Let's talk Kennesaw State, UTEP.
All right.
50,000 people might watch it on streaming, maybe.
Well, make it 50,001. I like Kenny over a field goal. I don't know UTEP quarterback status.
Are you betting it? I mean, are you rubber banding and saying best bet? We can find 4 out there.
I don't. UTEP is one of those things you won't know on the quarterback status really until game day, warm-ups and that. If he's out, I think it's a banger. I think.
What time is it? Are we giving this one out tomorrow on the Tomorrow Show?
What time does it kick off?
Yeah, we can.
All right, it's at 4:00.
Yeah.
Sorry. We'll get a little info tomorrow. See if we can get it before the game time.
We're up to 240 likes. Thank you guys for liking.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Hey, listen, in this country now, you can vote a few times. You can like the stream a few times. So just log into a new account, hit it again.
Kyle Craig, a new member. We appreciate you, Kyle. Austin M. Marshall Southern Miss thoughts. I haven't gotten involved in the game. It's a pass for me.
I have not.
14.5 for Southern Miss. Keep in mind they got an interim coach. Marshall done well in the point spread this year, but except last week. I don't know. It's right in between.
Yeah. I mean, gun to my head and lean a little Marshall here. I have not gotten involved either.
Charles back, very active in the chat today. What do you guys make of this Utah State side in total? Like the dog and the over. Utah State very live for a backdoor. I need 21 to bet them. Not there. Boy, I'm not built to bet over 70.
I mean, Utah
I need
State.
21.
Yeah,
I'm not
I know
that
the
interested.
offense. Petrus has had this, second half life resurgence here as he, on his 30th birthday when he's, throwing it all over the park now. I can't go. Yeah, I would need a little. This is one of those games. I tell you what, if you're Chuck, if you're going to live trade, it should be a good one to get in on live up and down. But I agree with you. I'm not looking to get in front of that one. It would be 21.5 for me, pass on the total.
Crest, man, FCS thoughts. Oh, man, Crest, you're killing me.
Crest, we got to do it Saturday, baby. Saturday. Tune in tomorrow. Georgia Tech, Miami, the return of Haynes King, Yellow Jackets live.
Didn't they just post them too? They did not have them up even this morning. So, yeah, let me work on them. I promise. Okay, I'll throw him a bone. Stony Brook plus 2.5 of the 3 that he mentioned. I did bet that. I glanced over and saw the wrong team favored. Guy asked lots of injuries for Texas Tech. Does Colorado roll? I like Colorado team total over. We'll see.
This is my I remember the UNC one bet regret from a few weeks ago. Not taking 3 here has me on the bet regret list. I can be talked into a team total though. What we got as far as
Oh no, this is a really good pick. I haven't lost a team total in the tout service. I think this was going to be the pick. So you guys, you're welcome. Over. I think
take it, baby. Give it to me.
Over.
Colorado
team 40 on the board.
You know what? It might be a first half cash. 42-14 at half.
Yeah, they're going to kill
I like Colorado this week.
So there you go. Best bet team total over. That's a premium pick. Alex, money came in on Washington today. Penn State 12.5 and Franklin bounce back spot. Yeah, I like Penn State.
It's even more like as we're on, people are still betting Washington here.
Well, then it's a night game. Let's see what they do tomorrow. Well, let's just wait. Let's see how low it goes. I can tell you if it continues to go lower, that'll be a tout service play. I like Penn State. I don't like this Washington team on the road. Are you kidding me? Eat that in the chat. Thoughts on West Virginia? We gave that. South Florida. Lean that way at plus 3.5. Tennessee at minus 24.5. I don't like Tennessee minus 24.5. I can't lay that with this offense right now.
No.
In fact, I don't
think
Mississippi State
on Mississippi State. I know Mississippi State's defense is rough, but I mean, this Tennessee offense hasn't looked right in over a month.
What? We're playing Chattanooga? I mean, come on, Kent State?
Right.
Get out of here. So
no, I can't do it. If anything,
I'm on the other side. Mississippi State for me at 24.5. Peyton, hey guys, any thoughts on USF money line and Arizona State minus 2.5? Yeah, I like South Florida quite a bit. A lot of people asking that. We're kind of head to head on Arizona State. I think Central Florida's the right side. Knish likes Arizona State. Scatteraboo hurts. Guy asks, and UCF, man, they're Jekyll and Hyde. Tough trusting them. What are we getting? Ohio State, Purdue over. I haven't bet the Buckeye game, side or total. Where you at there?
No, I haven't either. Like I mean, this Purdue team against the I have like, is Purdue going to score 10 points in this game? And I know they've been terrible and run. It's just, we talked about it a few times. Like Ohio State's offense hasn't really been the well-oiled run it up against terrible teams type. And again, could happen this week. Purdue is, kind of a corpse at this point, but you know what I'm saying? Like 42-10 doesn't get there. 42-7 doesn't get there. I mean, you probably need like a mid-40s, 50 spot from the Buckeyes here. So, nah, not for me.
Ham Sammer. Jesus, I'm terrible. I heard the Mike Vivian system play is back this week.
You money line Martingale. Folks,
we gave out. That was, I got to tip my hat to you, bud. Really good bet by you. We gave out Oklahoma with a plus sign next to them on Monday.
Yep.
Good job, buddy. Look at that. 3.5. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Knish take his victory lap. That's the best. That's the best play he's given out all season. Seriously. I'm not joking. I'm not making fun. I mean, what are we, 5-6 points ahead?
Yeah. So
look at that. That's all you, buddy.
All we got to do is now cash it, baby.
Easier said than done.
That's a night game, 7:45. Yeah, I mean, there's one unit I like in that game, and it's Oklahoma's defense. And the offense seems to be, since they went back to Arnold, putting it together a little bit healthier, a little bit put together. Missouri, if it's Drew Pine, God help him.
Yeah, God help him. But should have never gotten him in the portal. What a joke. Fez just gave out BYU minus 155. And that's Action Sports Central and Chase.
I don't like that at all.
I don't like that at all.
I think
BYU
minus 3.
We're on Utah.
Hint. They might be a part of a certain bet later in the show.
Yeah, we gave out Utah on Monday. So there you go. Best bet was on Utah. Another one I can root against him. Thank you for that. That's a good one. Late night, Saturday night, winding down the night. I get to root for the Utes. Love it. Thoughts on TCU, Oklahoma State? I don't trust TCU, Jekyll and Hyde. Who wants to bet Oklahoma State right now? I don't.
I know some people have taken part in Oklahoma State. I think Bud
above
Elliott,
10, though. I take it.
Yeah. I think Bud was on Oklahoma State. Some other people like it. Over at 10.5 or something, sure. But
it's there now. You want to give it out?
Not really.
Okay. Not really. That's funny. Very well done. Buddy.
I mean, it's been I get it, but it's been it's been an ugly run for the Cowboys team here. I mean, they can't. Ollie Gordon last week. 11 carries, 25-yard against Arizona State. It's like they've fallen off. I mean, they have fallen off a cliff.
Their offensive line returned everybody. It's terrible.
What happened?
I don't know. I don't know if they win another game this season. They could finish the season with 9 straight losses. Benjamin Rash, super chat. Do you $9.99? We appreciate you, Benjamin. Do either of you dabble in first half wagers? Why or why not? A little, but not much. It's not my specialty.
Yeah, I have some guys that send me like quarter stuff, some like first quarter, so I'll fill some of that for them. I don't usually get too much involved in it. Occasionally some first half stuff, but here's you know what, Ben, to get your money's worth here, these markets, first half and second half, used to be a lot softer than they are now. And then some things changed in the trading and the type of the data, the line setting at a couple of the market making books. Got some new people in, some new third party sources and stuff. If you're in the weeds, you know who I'm talking about. And those numbers are just better than they used to be. So
first half unders on big games used to be awesome. But no longer the same. They get shaded.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, if you asked me that question 3-4 years ago, I'd have said, yeah, first half unders. But those got, like a lot of things in the market.
Yep.
Not good. Joe, Princeton tonight. I did not bet. Did you? I see there's been some money on Dartmouth tonight. I didn't. Did you take part in that? I did not.
No, that was not. No, we did not have any FCS on this night. No, Dartmouth has gone across there. No, I didn't.
I didn't bet it.
Didn't get there either.
Princeton's really bad, man. I mean, I downgraded Princeton like 10 points in my power ratings. And keep in mind, they didn't start until the 3rd week of September. That's pretty significant. I've downgraded Princeton more than any team. So I can't bet them. Tyler Simonson in the chat. Did we get to talk about Boston? We have not talked Boston College. My numbers won't support it, but I definitely think they're the right side this week.
I lean that way for sure. We'll probably.
I think the cheapest money line out there would be the way I'd hit that one.
You know what? Great minds. Because I was just gonna say there's a little 120 out there. Depending, shop around there. 128's a little rich for me, but yeah, I agree. I think they're the side this week.
Yeah, I like the spot. They're off a bye. They've lost 3 in a row, getting a little healthy. Syracuse has won a couple of overtime games, changed a couple plays in their season. So unfortunately for a win total, Jesus, I mean, unbelievable. let's get to the main event. And we know what that is, folks. That's the one you've been all waiting for, the money line round. I want to say round robin because that's how you should bet them. But we're sponsored by FanDuel. We love FanDuel. Let's get to the money line parlay. Underdog money line parlay.
Look, parlay and
you got to come up with, what's the name for this, man? You got to come up with a catchy name. So
I know, I do. You know what? You're right. We got to get in the lab here. Come up with a little condition. So Zach, pull it up for me, baby. And spend all weekend thinking of a good name. First one, we just talked about it. North Texas Army.
Wow.
Think if Daly's out, closes under 3. Think they're very live. Not a ton of science behind that one. Kansas, which we were on Monday. Now, again, our friend of the tent was on that. I know a little people that, once it got under 3, there was a little bit of 2.5 left.
I can understand that.
Yeah, I can
2.5
understand
now.
Numbers play, but I just think Kansas really coming together here late in the season, a little bit healthier. Iowa State, probably the most fraudulent, like what would they say? Team they got exposed a little last week against a Texas Tech team that was not good. Utes, the Feds fade of the weekend, baby. Listen, Utah, Holy War at home. Just one of those games you could see, you got BY. Place is going to be absolutely bananas. One of those home field advantages that, in some conferences and some places, it's kind of gone out the window. That game at Utah, I think you mix in a little bit of extra home field in that one. And the Owls of Kennesaw State, baby, in Utah, in the game of the weekend at UTEP. Listen, I'm taking the kid I saw play for UTEP last week. Woof. If he's back again, and again, I'm not totally sure. Kennesaw's played better second half of the season anyway. A couple of one-win teams here. Give me the dog. Give me the 4-legger. Give me the round robin. That's your Joey K. Underdog money line parlay of the weekend. Let's get a 4 for 4 before the season ends. And
I like it. That's one of my favorite ones that you've had. I like it.
You know what? We're #do.
Yeah. #do. Funny. Done well. I do recommend you guys round robin those because
I agree. If you've been round robining them, you've made.
I'd be very surprised if it doesn't go 2-2. I'll just put it that way. I think that you're going at least 2-2. Let's get the luck factor and go 4-0. You got any closing thoughts? Chat's not wild tonight. I don't know what's happening, if they're still crying over what happened on Tuesday or what. But they're not very active here today.
I know. Lately, we had 600 plus viewers of people, putting their feet up on a Friday. Wondering it's just there. So,
well, let's get to the recap. I mean, if you guys got no more questions, let's get to the recap. We'll recap best bets. Is there any other games? And we didn't talk Notre Dame, Florida State. I'm not really interested in that one. Too much. I'm just trying to think other big games. Let's revisit Washington, Penn State tomorrow. See if that goes lower. I think we'll be interested in Penn State there. I'd like to get something. I would hope there's some buyback tomorrow on Vanderbilt a little bit. Maybe South Carolina can get in the mix. So there's plenty of options to add tomorrow, but we gave out some today. Let's recap it and see how we're doing. I know we're doing good on CLV, what we gave out on Monday. I can tell you that. So UCLA, I mean, market does not like that. I do. Georgia Tech plus 10.5 market did with all the 10.5s got taken out. So that was some agreement there. UAB plus 7.5 head-to-head against the 10. Excited. Donovan Edwards, Joey Props coming to the rescue there. All he needs is one breakaway. Bottom barrel. They're at the bottom of that market. That's a cheap price on him to say the least.
You see some of his early season lines versus now. I think he's bottomed out.
No CLV on San Jose State. Market, once I got the 2.5, there was buyback on Oregon State, but I like it. That's part of the tout service. Kansas plus 3.5. A lot of CLV there. Love Kansas. Outright. Jayhawks. Team total, Colorado over 34.5. Love that one. That's my favorite team total of the week. LSU plus 4.5. We gave that out a couple weeks ago. Look at that CLV there. 9.1% CLV. Come on, baby. Oklahoma, 10.1% CLV. I mean, what other show are you getting this? None. Utah plus 4.5. Look at the CLV on that one. Unbelievable. We'll just rename it CLV. It's an HTB CLV.
CLV on HTB, and don't forget your PBT at FanDuel, baby. So let's have another weekend, baby.
I gotta tell you, man, I didn't know what kind of mental condition you'd be in. I mean, you overachieved big time today. I mean, you were way ahead of me.
You know what? Hey, got a little little Friday nap in, feeling good, headed into the weekend, and ready to go.
All right. For the man, the myth, the legend himself, Joey Knish, producer extraordinaire Zach Phillips. We thank you guys for all the viewers who all hit the likes, for all the questions, comments, concerns. We appreciate you guys. You guys are the stars of the show. We will be back tomorrow with you guys. Halftime again. Georgia Tech, Miami. Go Yellow Jackets in that one. We'll see you at halftime. You just watch Hit the Books, part of the Hammer Betting Network, sponsored by FanDuel. See you tomorrow. Scattaboo officially out. Did you see that?